Hey there, girly pops, and welcome back to the Cozy Babes Club. I'm your host, Chloe Taylor, and today we're talking all things how are we going to be combating these winter blues? Because, hello, sis, it is not to be the bearer of bad news, but we're a little bit far away from spring. I hope if you're watching the video, you can see through my very yellow outfit that I am channeling the sun. We are bringing the springtime vibes in as fast as we can. But like myself, many of you also struggle with seasonal depression, with a little bit of the sads, which is where the weather really impacts us. I'm going to tell y'all, first and foremost, that this has been like the sunniest January in Washington that I think I have ever seen. I've been living here this is like, I'm going on my 5th year, I believe. Yeah, I'm like building towards that now. So over 4 years, going on a 5th year. And every year is usually like rainy every single day. It has actually been like a little nice here, almost scarily so. Like I'm a little worried about what the heat of the summer is going to look like. But that said, I feel like I have so much joy, so much vibrancy, so much happy, exuberant energy to give to you today that we're going to work through this together. And I don't think it has only been the sun. I do think it is all of the changes I have made, which if you didn't listen to last week's episode where I went over my morning and night routines, something I didn't mention in that episode as well that I think is powerful to note in this episode too, because we're going to talk a little bit about it, is I feel like I have a lot to say on these topics because I am someone that I don't require bed rotting anymore because I have designed a life that I don't need a break from. I do not require a break from the life I am currently living. And yes, it has come with a lot of privilege, a lot of shifting between me and my spouse and who's responsible for what. So, yes, I have a lot of support. I do have a lot of privilege with where I stand right now. I understand not everybody is going to be able to do what I do and how I do it. Uh, that is okay. This episode is meant to be more about suggestions for things that you could do. And really, this entire podcast is more of a podcast of personality. Like, I'm always just sharing what I'm into. And most of y'all girly pops were on the same wavelength. And I get like, that's kind of my vibe is like, I'm sharing what I'm sharing. And like, if you're on that vibe, cool. But if you're not, like, we still love you. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out right in the beginning that I recognize I live a lifestyle that isn't necessarily like your typical. And I am in a place where I have more time, more space, more room. I don't have children. I don't work a normal job. It's different. But I don't think that means that you're any less capable of combating these winter uglies, these winter blues, the seasonal depression. And I'm going to hit you with all the real stuff first, and then we'll get into like the more fun aspects, especially for you girly girls. If you're a bona fide girly girl, this is the episode for you. The first thing straight out the gate, if you are struggling with the winter blues really bad, I, I've said it before, I will say it 1,000 times. If you have insurance, if you are able to do the thing, okay, I need you to get on the phone today and talk to somebody about getting into therapy. I will advocate for therapy until the day I'm dead. I say that because I said it in the last episode. I said it in the episode before that. Eventually, we are going to do an episode on trauma therapy specifically because many of y'all responded to that last episode where I said I would like to talk more about it. Uh, Please, 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 please do not think that you are someone that is beyond help. Do not think that you are somebody that would not benefit from this service. I feel like it is something I used to tell myself is that like I was so mentally up, that I could not be helped. And I was so wrong. I was so wrong. The right therapist did have to like come into my orbit and I did have to go seek them. But do not discount mental health services. If you are able to have access, if you have insurance, if you have the money, if you have the time, do not discount that. That is absolutely your step number one. That is your step number one for today is to get on the phone with your insurance company and vet out a therapist and specifically somebody that works with what you're experiencing. Be specific with these people. I think that's also another like kind of thing I want to talk about just for a moment. If you are somebody that's like, I've tried therapists before, and this is not an ad for BetterHelp. We are not like, this is just my experience, okay? I feel like anytime some influencer starts talking about therapy, it's like, and BetterHelp. No, I have worked with BetterHelp before in the past, but this is not an ad. It's just me talking about my experience. And something that I think is very valuable that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is when you are vetting a therapist for yourself, a lot of people don't really know what they need. And so it's hard to get the right person on board because you don't always know what you need. And for me, I had been a little bit seasoned when I went into looking for my therapist. I'd had a couple of experiences that did not work for me. And so I knew, I was like, listen, I need somebody that specializes in IFS therapy, which is internal family systems. I need a somatic practitioner. I need somebody that isn't just going to talk to me. If I wanted to talk, I would fucking talk to myself because I'm great at that. As a Gemini moon, any other Gemini moons out there, raise your hand. We can talk to ourselves all day. We have no problem doing that. If I wanted to talk, I would talk to myself. But I needed somebody that would like hold the space and direct me physically and help me to like somatically release shit from my body. And I knew that. It sucks that I knew it 4 years ago, but couldn't get the help because I had to wait until I had the proper insurance that would cover it. And that's a whole other thing. But my point is, please make sure you are vetting the right kind of person for you to make that transition easier for yourself. If you go in blind and just let them give you whoever they think, you're probably going to end up with just a normal CBT therapist, which for some people, that works extremely well. I'm not trying to knock CBT. I think cognitive behavioral therapy is great, especially for somebody that maybe has never done therapy. I think it's a good starting point. But if you're somebody that's like, this has never worked for me, maybe there's a chance that you have not found the right therapist. And I can speak to that a few times over for myself. I feel like for the first time in my adult life, I am with the right, actually, the first time in my life, I am with the right therapist for me. And it has made a huge difference. I have made a lot of headway in that. The reason I bring this up is if you have seasonal depression in particular, do not just sit back and suffer with that. Like, you don't have to take that. You don't have to just decide that every winter your life crumbles apart and you hate it. There are things that you can do. And working with somebody that knows your history, that knows you, that you can get to know, like, I will advocate for this forever. It is why I am talking about it right on. Like, I've told y'all, if I ever become a billionaire in my lifetime, which, like, fuck billionaires, honestly, but if I ever become one, the very next day, I will not be a billionaire because I will be giving away mental health help. Like, I will be paying people's therapy bills because this is the kind of stuff that actually heals a society. It is this deep work that allows people to heal and like create better for themselves. This is like the baseline to me. So, therapy is going to be my number one, okay? If you have the means and the ability, please, 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 please use it. Use it. It is January. You are in a new cycle with your insurance if you live in America. And I know a lot of you do. Use it. Use it to your advantage if you are able. Okay. The next thing I'm going to suggest to you probably would not come as a surprise. And I hate to be the person that says it to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance because it's the shit that everybody tells you. Like, you've already heard this. It's not new, okay? But you got to be moving your body. Especially if you're somebody that deals with SAD, which that's seasonal. It's like seasonal affective disorder. That's what SAD is, or seasonal depression. If you're somebody that has SAD, which I laugh because that's like a really funny acronym for that. If you're somebody that has that, I cannot stress to you enough that depression hates a moving target. It hates a moving target. Do not stay still. Even if it's like walking around your house at the top of every hour, just doing a loop and getting like a couple hundred steps, great, do that. If it's getting a 15-minute walk after breakfast, great, do that. If it's walking for an hour every day, do that. If you don't like walking, go lift weights. Get a couple of free weights. They sell them at thrift stores too. You don't have to go and buy new ones that are expensive. If you can get a gym membership and you feel good about that, go for that. I also recommend if you're somebody that is disabled or you haven't moved in a really long time and it feels a lot harder on the body, I cannot recommend water aerobics enough. Join a YMCA. Most YMCAs have a pool and they have water aerobics. I did water aerobics for, gosh, was that like 3 years? Not consistently, but like I did it quite a bit for a 3 year period. I used to drive an hour out of my way, 2 hours, because it was an hour there and an hour back. 2 hours just to go to a gym to go and work out and get water aerobics in. Literally, I would go for 2 hours just to get this workout because I needed it. Um, Now I live somewhere where I can go a lot closer. But that was my life in like 2022, 2023. I would drive so far to go to the gym because I needed the community, but I also needed the movement and my body was not in a healthy place at that time and I could not move as much as I move now. And that to me was like very much the segue or like the gateway in for me was starting to get my body used to moving in a very gentle way so that I could do more. So, I'm always going to recommend movement. Depression hates a moving target. There is a huge link, and this is not just me spewing some shit, like, there are studies that have been done on this stuff. Um, there is a massive link between exercise and mental health. And I know we all hate to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that. Okay. It's boring, it's basic, it's bullshit, but it's the truth. And moving your body, especially if you do it consistently. And again, I'm not saying you have to work out for fucking 2 hours a day. Okay. You could do a 20-minute walk a day. Challenge yourself to just do 20 minutes. If you can't do 20, do 10. If you can't do 10, do 5. Do something and build up on that over time. And I also am going to say it again because, and I will never stop saying it. If you're somebody that you get so in your head about consistency and tracking and like doing things like this, you need therapy. You need therapy. I laugh because it's uncomfortable, not because it's funny. That's on Gemini Moon problems. Just literally every single health related thing in my life that I have tried to do when I get really in my head and overwhelmed about it, I have cleared all of these things up through trauma therapy. I no longer get super weird about consistency, about maintaining a goal, about building a goal, about tracking food. There are so many things in my life currently that I do in a healthy way that when I had disordered thinking, I could not do it. And it was through the work of trauma therapy that I was able to get to a place where I can do it now. And I trust myself to do it. So I know I keep going back to the therapy thing, but I cannot begin to stress enough how much you have to start there before like because I feel like I can just already hear it. I can hear the comments of like but this but this. I'm so serious when I say if you feel like you have a lot of disordered thinking patterns like that or intense overwhelm, that is going to be very valuable to helping you come to a place where you feel like you actually can make decisions that would change your life for the better and stick with them long term. Okay, I told you we were going to do all the boring shit first. So, the next thing is sleep. We talk about sleep hygiene on the podcast all the time, so I'm not going to dwell on this for very long, but sleep. Sleep, we already know it's important. We already know we need to be doing it. We already know that we feel more anxious and things are not good when we're not getting enough sleep. I know sometimes with SAD, we get a lot of sleep, but I would argue that with this type of sleep hygiene, you want to be sleeping at the same time every day, waking up at the same time every day, if your schedule allows for that. Because I also know some people work jobs where, like, that is not something they can maintain right now. But if you are somebody that has the privilege to have a consistent sleep routine, I cannot even begin to explain to you the nervous system regulation that happens when you go to bed within a 30-minute window of the same time every day and do the same for your wake up time. I go to bed around midnight every single night. I get up around 8, 8:15 every single day. The days that I oversleep, those are the days that I was up until like 2 or 3. It does happen every once in a while, but the next day I am immediately back on track. Like there is no, a past version of me would fall off one day, get so anxious because I had insomnia, get so anxious about the sleep I didn't get, how I was gonna mess it up again, and all this shit wasn't gonna work out. And then I would create that. I would end up staying up all night just doing who even knows what, doing nothing, and then sleep in all day. And my circadian rhythm was so messed up. I felt shameful and anxious because I felt like I was never up in the day to actually see people and life being lifing. I'm not somebody that like loves the night. I'm not. I know for some people that's like your most creative time. That's when you get your space, what have you. This conversation we're having right now is not for you. Like the conversation about sleep, if you're one of those people, this is not for you. I'm talking about the people that like you get really stressed when you are not a morning person. I would get very stressed when I was not a morning person, especially when it comes to seasonal depression, like getting up around when the sun is actually up. That is critical for this. Even if the sun is not out and it's cloudy and it's gloomy and it looks nasty outside, I cannot recommend to you enough being awake just when the sky is lit up. Because this was a problem for me, okay? When I fall into the routine of sleeping in basically until the sun is about to set an hour later, and then I'm up all night with the moon, I'm not a happy person. It makes my seasonal depression real bad. So if you're like me in that, I cannot recommend to you enough getting yourself into a healthy sleep routine. And I've covered this a couple of times in the past few episodes. I'm somebody that used to struggle with like chronic insomnia, and now I don't. I have a sleep routine, I stick to it. It feels good for me. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm thriving. Um, okay, when it comes to eating, I'm not going to give you specifics on this because everybody eats different for their body. And this, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. I think that every single person, we all have different goals. Our bodies all have different needs. There's different nutrients that some of us are missing over others. We all have different preferences and different likes. So I cannot give you, oh, this is the holy grail diet for you. The one thing I will say, though, if I'm going to give a specific on anything, is that please, for the love of all that is holy, at least, at the very least, make at least one of your meals a day healthy. And I would say try to make that breakfast if you can. Some of y'all I know are not breakfast people. That's also okay. Just make it the first meal of your day because then it's already out of the way and you've already done something that is going to improve your mood. It's going to improve your longevity. It's going to improve how awake you feel. I'm somebody that struggles with insulin resistance, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Um, and these things already, like, my body does not process carbs into energy properly, basically. That's like part of this. And it just like would make me sugar crash if I have like a really high carb breakfast. Not everybody's body functions like this. Yours maybe does not. But for myself, it's going to be the high protein breakfast every time. If that does not work for you and you need carbs in the morning because you're working out really hard in the morning, please, for the love, eat your carbs in the morning. But my point is like think about the goals that you have for your day and base your first meal of the day off of that. My goals for my day are to avoid that crash as long as possible. And honestly, I feel like the way I eat now, which I will not give you specifics on outside of breakfast, because if you follow me on Instagram, you know about that. Um, I feel like I don't really crash at all. I don't have a crash in my day anymore. I eat like 90% whole foods, 10% is like somewhat processed. And like, like I said, that's about as specific as we're going to get. Um, and I don't feel like I am constantly crashing anymore. Like that just isn't part of my lifestyle. I don't crash. I don't need a nap in the middle of the day. I do think that's because I sleep good. I get good sleep. I have good sleep hygiene. And I also eat right and I move my body, period. I eat right for my body. But my point is like, it is so important when you are struggling that you are putting nutrients in your body because your cells need that. And I don't care if you eat like a sloth for the rest of the day, okay? I don't care. That's fine. But the first meal of the day, whatever you're putting in your body, please, please, please try to put whole foods in your body. Try to get something good. Something I really like to do, and if you follow me on Instagram, sorry, I have an itch right here. There's like a hair on my face. Um, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. I buy this packet of microgreens from Costco. It's really inexpensive there if you have a membership. If you don't, you can get the stuff at the grocery store. I buy this packet of microgreens and I will literally just open the case of it, open the like plastic that it's in, and take out a fat handful, and I look like an idiot. Okay, I look so stupid. Shove it into my mouth. It'll be like the first thing I eat in the morning, and I will just chew that up. It takes me a little bit because I usually try to get like a lot. Chew that up as many times as I need to, swallow that, and then I will eat my high protein breakfast. And you're getting so many vital nutrients from that small act that, like, that's amazing. I'm not saying your whole meal needs to be salad. I'm just saying, think about what creates happy, healthy cells. Try to put some of those foods in your body. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like, I would say ultimately, you don't want to start your day with a Pop Tart. You don't want to start your day with something that is highly processed. I respect that some of y'all got really busy lives. If you're going to make a processed food choice, try to make it something that's semi processed. Semi processed foods are going to be like your cheeses, your tinned fish, your canned chicken, canned beans. Those are like semi-processed things because they are still whole food based, but there's going to be less crap in them. Where when you go with something really highly processed, most of that is going to end up being sugar. Did you know? Did you know? And most of y'all are women that listen to my podcast or identify as female, according to my analytics. Did you know that women, according to, I don't know what it is, it's like the thing that does the health, the thing that, I sound like such an idiot right now. I'll see if I can find it and pop it up on the screen for you. But women are not supposed to have more than 24 grams of sugar a day. Do you know how many of us are eating like triple that in our cereal, in a Pop Tart, in a juice, in like, ooh, don't even get me started. And I'm not talking about like fruit sugars, like juice, I would say honestly isn't really the best because yes, it is sugar that is coming from juice, depending on what juice you buy, but you're missing the most important part of the fruit, which is the fiber. So, like, I would not recommend a fruit juice in the morning, but having like actual fruit, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these highly processed foods that have just copious amounts of sugar in them. And it's just, I cannot. I cannot for myself. That's diabolical behavior. Um, mm, 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 mm. You will not catch me with 24 grams of sugar first thing in the morning. And like I said, most people I feel like, especially in America, we are doing triple, quadruple that in the morning. Even just in your coffee alone, if you're somebody that goes to get like a little sweet coffee at Starbucks every morning, most of those have more sugar than that in them. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already know my little coffee hack. But as I stated, if you're already struggling, like try to do one good thing for your body first thing in the day or like whenever you eat. Do something good for your body, something nourishing for your body. I don't care if you eat like a sloth for the rest of your day, but try for your first meal to make it something that is going to sustain you. Okay, the next one, this one's going to be difficult for all y'all that struggle with this. I myself have been a struggler in the past. Things are getting so much better. You need to be finding your community. In the winter, I cannot even begin to explain to you how important it is to not stay holed up in your house talking to no one. I know Capricorns do not understand. Y'all are like, what do you mean? I don't want to breathe or talk to another soul for like 3 months and I'll be fine. You are a different breed, my friend. If you're not a Capricorn placement, no. I feel like it's the Capricorns that are like, yeah, I'm cool. Just because y'all are born like the case of Benjamin Button, you're born as like baby adults. The rest of us are not the same. And I would argue that Capricorn is not good for you either, but you're the most likely candidate to do it. You need community. Most of the dreams that you want to fulfill in your lifetime, I will unalive people on this hill. Most of the dreams that you want to accomplish in your lifetime, they are going to come by the way of other people. So if you want to do anything with your life, anything, if you want to be a runner, at some point you're probably going to have to talk to somebody about running gear. At some point, like you're going to have to, like, unless you're literally doing all of your shopping online, having it delivered to your doorstep and only watching videos, which I don't recommend that. Your dreams are going to come by the way of other people. And even if you're watching videos, those other videos technically did come from other people. But if you want to become a hairstylist, you're going to have to go to hair school. If you want to become an astronaut, you're going to have to talk to people in that field. If you want to be a content creator, you're going to have to talk to your audience. If you want to have your own website where you sell things, you're going to have clientele. If you want to make candles, you're going to have clientele. I'm just throwing stuff out there at random, but like, unless you are just, even if you're doing like data and analytics or like QA for a company, you're still going to have a boss. Like, anything that you want to do in life, it is going to come by the way of people. Even if you want to like stay home and breed dogs or something, like you're going to have to originally talk to somebody about acquiring that original animal, right? All of your dreams in this lifetime come by the way of people. And I will unalive people on this hill. We need each other now more than ever. And if you're somebody that just sits on social media and scrolls and thinks the world is terrible and everybody's awful, you haven't gone outside enough. Because when you remove all the apps, I have done this thing. I did this for like 3 or 4 months in 2025, where I just deleted everything, walked away, and just lived life. It is completely different when you go outside. It is completely different when you go to your local library, meet with local friends, meet with the store person, and don't order your groceries. It is completely different. The store person, why did I say it like that? The grocery store clerk. It is a completely different experience when you go outside and actually speak to other people. And don't let the fuck shit of what is on these apps convince you that everybody is terrible. I promise you, good people still exist. There are people that want better for humanity. There are people out there that will also help you to accomplish your dreams and the things that you want and desire in this lifetime. And I will unalive people on this hill. Like, you need community more than you realize. And it is so imperative that you have it. Anything you want in this lifetime is going to come by the way of people. And I would also say that if you're somebody that really struggles with this, I have so been there. Okay. I have so been there. And when it comes to this, the best thing you can do is go somewhere where they have a bulletin board and just start looking. I have done this at local co-ops. I have done this at my local library has bulletin boards. I have local metaphysical shops that have bulletin boards where they just post events. There are events of things happening and what's going on. And if you can't find something that interests you, this is your surefire sign that you're probably the one that is supposed to create it. I myself actually help run a local astrology group at this time. And if any of y'all, I haven't done this yet and it almost feels kind of weird, but I'm just going to throw it out there. If any of y'all are local to Tacoma and you are interested in astrology, please hit me up on Instagram, like DM me, and I can talk to you about the local astrology group because I feel like there are definitely meetup. Like, we're always open to like everybody. It is a public thing, but I feel like we're always looking for more people to chat about astrology with. So if that's something you're interested in, you're local to Tacoma, Washington, hit me up on Instagram, shoot me a DM, and just be like, hey, I'm interested in the local astrology meetup. Can you tell me about that? I would be happy to. The only reason I'm not just like, hey, this is the event, blah, 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 is because I'm also afraid that I'll get too many people asking. And like, there is an upper limit. Like, there's only so much room wherever we, like, whatever location we're at. Like, I don't, not that I expect like a bajillion people to respond to what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to be cautious and careful and also like not dox myself, you know? And also make sure that I don't have like a stalker situation because I know that the internet can be a scary place and those things really do happen. So Yeah, if that's something that is interesting to you, hit me up on Instagram. We can talk about it. But find your community. I have done this very thing. Y'all know in the past, there's been episodes of this podcast where I've been like, I have no friends. This fucking sucks. I'm so lonely. I hate it here. And now, girl, I'm so busy. I am so busy. Every day, my feet hit the ground and I am doing stuff. I got workouts to do. I've got to get ready in my day. I have my Patreon to run. I have my YouTube to run, my podcast to run. I have a new business that I'm currently building that y'all don't know anything about. Like, I have so much stuff that I am now doing. I am a busy bitch. And on top of that, I help like work on a local community thing where I basically just volunteer because I love it and I believe in this thing, and it's in a special niche interest that I care about. And that like fills me up more than I can even begin to explain to you. Community, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling sad, I promise you're not too much. I promise there are people that want to see you and hear from you. Somebody's life will be better or is currently better because you are in it. And I cannot stress enough, when you're feeling awful, that community is the backbone that comes together to lift you out of that. Like, I'm just saying, it's really important. Please do not discount that. The next thing I'm going to recommend, I feel like if you've got sad, this one's actually difficult, and that is going to be to limit your social media time. I feel like social media will really have you out here convinced that everybody else has their life together. They all have it figured out, and everybody's awful, everybody's terrible, or everybody's trying to sell you something. And the reality of the situation is, there are a lot of people that are just living their lives, doing their regular, degular stuff. There are good, kind people. Do not listen to the noise. I said it before and I'll say it again. Social media is a sickness. It is literally, I think, and somebody sent me something about this actually, that we're coming to a place now, and I said it before, that social media and like the addiction to it is going to eventually be psychologically recognized. This will be like, we currently have the DSM-5. I don't know if it's by volume. So, like, does that mean the DSM-6 is next? I don't know if that's how it works. But if that's how it works, this shit's going to be in the DSM-6, okay? Like, this will be an updated thing. You mark my words on that. Social media is a sickness. It hurts people if you don't have a rich inner life or a rich life outside of it. It's the killer to me. Like, it is that serious. It is that serious, and I feel like I can speak on this because I was somebody that went from having a food addiction to having a social media addiction. And really, it was a struggling inner child problem where my inner child did not feel seen or heard or valued. And so I was trying to get this need met from any other source but just meeting myself. And I just got the chills when I said that. I'm spitting bars over here. But my point is that social media, if you are not cultivating your own life outside of it, it can become something that really hurts your mental health. And I don't hear enough creators talking about it. I think there are too many social media grifters out there that are not speaking on how important this is. And I'm not going to give Brick any more airtime. If you want to know about how I combat this, go check my last episode. I talked about it in the beginning of the episode, what I use to like really break my social media addiction. But limit the social time. Like, sitting and doom scrolling all day is not healthy. It's not going to get you out of a seasonal depression hole. Okay, now that's all the serious stuff. That's all the stuff that actually like really matters when we are dealing with the sad. And it was a lot. Okay, I just threw a lot at you. Do not do all of that in one day. Work on one of those things at a time. Take your time with it. Right. Like, don't be trying to do all that stuff in one day, because what's going to happen is you're going to overwhelm your system, yourself. You're going to overwhelm yourself, and then you're going to give up and end up back in bed again. So, one thing at a time. Do not be trying to overhaul your life overnight. One thing at a time. Now, the rest of the things I want to talk about, this is for a very specific group of people. This is not for everyone, okay? If you are a girly girl, this is for you. This is like, we are just doing girly pop shit, okay? This is what we are doing to cure the sads. This is what we are doing to feel good in our body, in our skin. This is what we are doing, okay? So, first and foremost, if you don't have a Pinterest account, are you even a millennial? Are you Gen Z? Which, if you're Gen Z, you're cool too. But I need you to make a Pinterest board, just like call it 2026 bullshit, okay? And this is where you get to sit and be like, what do I love? Okay. The very first vision board I ever made in high school, which that was not what my teacher called it. It was a fashion teacher that introduced me to this. And she called it like a dream board or something. And the instructions were you only put things that you absolutely love on this board. So anything that you absolutely love goes on this board. And I really feel like for me, the emphasis is on like personal style, things that I might want, experiences I want to have, places I want to travel to. They may not all happen in 2026, but it's just fun to get excited, right? I feel like when we don't feel good about ourselves, we start to limit the possibility of what could happen. And doing things like this, where you just like let yourself daydream a little, it like expands your consciousness in a way to let some of these experiences start trickling in, or makes you want to get inspired to try some of them if you're able. So, get on Pinterest, make an account if you don't have one, and start pinning some shit. Start looking at things that you love, okay? I have a Pinterest that I honestly haven't really been using it a ton lately, but I go through phases with it where I'm like very into Pinterest and I'm pinning everything and I'm like, "Ooh, what do I want my new style to be? What do I want to?" Because the Pinterest girlies, if nobody's got me, the Pinterest girlies got me, okay? Pinterest to me, even though there's a lot of AI slop on that app, uh, it to me is the most like you're not getting a bunch of like news. You're not getting a, but not yet, anyways. We haven't fallen down that rabbit hole with Pinterest. Um, it's mostly just like pretty pictures. It's pretty pictures and like recipes. And I love that. It's like one of my favorite places to be on the internet. But make a little board, pin some stuff, start to think about your personal style, who you want to be, what you want to do, plan your glow up era, like whatever you're interested in. Make several boards if you want to. Organize the shit out of it. I don't care. Just let yourself dream. Okay? We got to let ourselves dream. We got to let ourselves be open to the possibility of things being different. And I'm also going to say, I'm trying to give you free options because I know not everybody has Spotify. Not everybody has like all of the crafting supplies to start cutting up magazines and shit. So, the next thing I'm going to recommend is making a playlist on YouTube because that's free. You can do that for free. Make a YouTube account if you don't already have one and go make a music playlist of none of that sad shit, okay? We are doing like only pop anthems, only things that get you moving and grooving and feeling good. I actually just, if you do have a Spotify, which I think Spotify does have a free version, so you could potentially do that. But I have a playlist on Spotify. I will link it down below for you if you want to listen to it. It's called 2016 feels or 2026 feels sexy like 2016, and it's just a bunch of 2016 bops. Like all of the pop from 2016. If y'all don't know this about me, I am a bubblegum pop queen. Like that's all I listen to. I like all music except country. I'm not really a fan of, I don't care about your dead wife and your sad dog and your barbecue stain on your black t-shirt or what the hell ever. I don't care about that. I don't want to hear it. But I'm a connoisseur of like all other music. Sorry if you're a country lover, I do like Carrie Underwood, but like that's about the gist of it. I don't really mess with country. It's not my vibe. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't hit me correct. But if I'm having a good day, it's all bubblegum pop. It's all Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. I like some Taylor Swift. Her new album, I know this is so controversial, but I liked her new album. I don't agree with all of her business practices, but I thought her new album was full of bangers. I liked almost every song on the album, and I think it's because the music was happy. Like, it felt happy. And I think a lot of people were disappointed by that. And I'm like, no, this is the Taylor I miss. Like, I'm so sick of our Evermore era. Can we fucking not talk about seasonal depression? My God. No. Give me the pop all day, every day. Hillary Duff is coming out with a new album in February. I have already I have pre-purchased a signed vinyl because I'm so excited. Y'all know Hillary Duff is my girl, okay? I am not a Swiftie, but I am a defender. That is our unofficial name as Duff. Hillary Duff supporting people is defenders. I am a defender, hardcore defender. Hillary Duff is like, y'all, she's my spiritual symbol. Like when I see her stuff in the wild or hear her music being played, I'm like, I am in the right place at the right time. This is my lucky day. She is my spiritual symbol. I love Hillary Duff. This is our year, okay? The Queens of Pop, this is our year. We're all coming back. But like I said, get some happy, good chemical feeling music together. None of this Billie Eyelash bullshit. None of this like don't be putting shit that leaves you feeling sad. Like I feel like this is actually a hot take, okay? It's a hot tub take. Um that's actually something I need to explain. A hot tub take, if you've been here for a long time, you might know, but my husband and I used to have this blow up hot tub. This is such a side tangent. We had a blow up hot tub on our porch at our last house, and we would like make little cocktails when we used to drink, and we would just like lay in the hot tub and watch the stars because this place had no light pollution. It was beautiful at night. And we would just like tell each other our hot takes that were like super unhinged. And we called it a hot tub take. Like, oh, I have a hot tub take. So controversial hot tub take, but it's a hot tub take, but music really does affect you. Like when you are singing the same words over and over, is that not affirmation? Is that not like we call words spelling because they are spells? Like I'm a huge advocate of don't be speaking that shit over your life. I'm not saying we can't appreciate beautiful music. I myself am a music connoisseur, but just like when you're already feeling down, don't be playing shit that makes you feel down, okay? That's very Scorpio of you. That's very Scorpio of you to do that. That is a very Scorpio thing to do, especially Scorpio moons. Y'all are out here being like, oh, I feel so sad, and let me listen to my sad music. Like, girl, if you want to pull yourself out of that, you really have to not be playing into that. Even if it feels like a really sexy little pleasure, don't do it. Play some happy music. Go listen to my playlist if you need one. Okay, the next thing is 2026 is the year of only intentional bed rotting. Okay, period. I have claimed this. This is what I have said for my year. If I have set time for this thing, I will do it. Okay. Saturday is my bed rot day. On Saturday, I don't work out. I do not get dressed. I do not do my makeup. I do not do my hair. I don't do diddly squat on Saturday that I don't want to do. Saturday is my bed rot day. And the funny thing is, because I have designed a life where I don't need a break from it, I honestly get kind of bored on bed rot days, and I usually end up like making little printables or little worksheets for myself because I very much am on a weight loss journey and I love having like tracking sheets and stuff. So I sit in my bed and like design shit on Canva because I actually get bored. Oh my gosh, this last week on Saturday I did that and I watched Vampire Diaries. That show is insane. Y'all are not even ready for my unhinged takes of that show. One of y'all actually asked for it. I need to watch more. I've seen the show before, but it's been a while. But we will eventually debrief on that one too, because that show is messy. But yeah, I watched Vampire Diaries last Saturday and made a bunch of like worksheets for myself, and it was a good time. I just like enjoyed my time creating little things, doing little art projects, worked on some stuff for my local Astro group, and that was perfect for me, right? Just chilling, working on things I didn't have time for during my week, but like doing it in a more relaxed fashion. I also don't work out on Saturdays. I think I might have said that, but like my point is put your bed rot on the calendar and be like, this is the day I'm going to do that. But outside of that, when I wake up in the morning, we're making the bed and we're getting out of it. Like, even if you have to go to a library or a coffee shop to get away from your bed, do that. Do it. It will make you feel better. We already talked about the healthy meal thing. We already talked about moving. Okay, this is where I feel like we really get into the girly pop stuff, but girlies, I have some more unhinged things to say. I have whatever the trigger warning. Honestly, all my podcasts are trigger warnings because I feel like I'm always talking about mental health and like I recognize that that could be a triggering topic. So are eating disorders, but that's like very much a part of what I have lived through. So, trigger warning on those things. I have the opposite of body dysmorphia. Like, I have delusion, okay? I am delulu as hell. And I have lost almost 20 pounds. I'm at like 18 point something as I'm recording this. And I am so unbelievably obsessed with myself. Like like I sit down and I'm proud. Like there is no I think we need more women in this day and age in love with themselves. We do not see this enough. There are too many of us that are caught in shame and low self-esteem. I want to see in 2026 more women specifically in love with themselves and honestly obsessed with themselves, okay? When I sit down in front of my mirror, girly pop. This is a 2 hour in front of the mirror. I am just loving myself. Okay. I'm doing my hair. I'm putting on my lotions and potions. I'm trying out new hair products. I'm doing my makeup. I am really luxuriating. I cannot believe, based on the person that I am today, I cannot believe there was a time in my life where I would only, and this is important to it's you'll understand in a second. There was a time in my life where I only put makeup on if I was going on a date with my spouse, which didn't happen very often. That is sad to me. And I'm not saying like if you don't like makeup, this is not for you. Like you don't need to like makeup. You don't need to be like me. I hope the no nuance Nellies can get that with what I'm talking about. This is why I said if you're not a girly pop, like a girly girl, this part of the podcast might not be for you. But like that to me is so sad. Why would I put makeup on for the male gaze? Unless it's the male gaze, you know what I'm saying? Like GAYS. If you're not watching the video, you maybe didn't get my reference here, so I had to spell it out for you. But that's the only gaze I'm trying to look good for, okay? But the male gaze? Are you girl, I have passed away. No. My husband rarely sees me in makeup. I will have my face completely washed, my hair up in a silk bonnet before he even gets home today from work. Like, he rarely ever sees me done up for work. It has nothing to do with his gaze, sister. Um, I cannot believe that that used to be me. Like, I was thinking about this today when I was like thinking about this episode. I was like, what was I even doing? Like, I understand I was raised Mormon and like my whole life was based around men and putting them at the center of my life. And no, like in the Goddess's Year 2026, we are looking hot for ourselves. And again, I don't think you need makeup to be hot. For myself, yes, I do. I like makeup. I like the way it makes me look. I have fun putting makeup on. I enjoy it. And like same with like my hair products, like my hair right now, we just I am having like a hair renaissance right now. I don't want to cut my hair. I don't want to change my hair. I feel like everything about this looks hot. I am having such a good, like, my hair is fire right now. I don't know what hair goddess I prayed to that blessed me, but my hair is in a very good place right now. I have no notes. I don't want to change a damn thing. It might also be because I've got my products down though, but like, no. When I sit down in front of my mirror, I have a vanity it's surprisingly in this old ass apartment, there is a built-in vanity in my small bathroom. I feel very fortunate to have that. And when I sit in there most days of the week, I am so excited to be there. I'm like, this is my time. My man has left for work. I get to sit here with all these fun little brushes, all these colors, all of these, like, my hair is going to look so fabulous. And, like, I also think it is because I have gotten my makeup and stuff, like, down to a routine. Like, I am not the girl. I am not the girl. And I'm not judging you if you are, but I am not the girl that has like excess of makeup products, okay? I have one of everything that I use and I replace them as they run out. Very rarely do I try new products because I like what I like. And when I find something I like, I'm very Taurus about it. I will never change. So that's a very Taurus thing to do. When you find that item that you love, you will then use it for the next 45 years. But I just feel like it is such a like the reason I wanted to highlight this is because something that hit me, and I know a lot of you feel it too, because we've talked about this before, but in a different context. I struggled so bad in the past with anxious attachment to my husband. If you don't know attachment theory, we can maybe talk about this in an episode. I'm not an expert. I would have to like read some shit to really give you the full scoop. But what I can tell you about it as an anxious attached girly is basically the idea behind it is like in childhood, you would have either had an avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, or secure attachment with your parent or guardian. Like you would have had that given to you. So you created proper bonds with people. Most of us did not get that. Okay. Very few people are securely attached, which is like the healthy attachment. Most of us are avoidant, anxious, or a combination of both. And anxiously attached. Chloe Taylor, anxiously attached. The way I was so anxiously attached to my husband was insane. I felt like I couldn't do anything without him, and he didn't make me this way. He could not understand. He was like, I don't get it. I'm just in the next room, girly. What is the issue? And like, this is, and me and him have been together for like 18, going on 18 years. This is something we have had to work through for years and years and years and years. I finally feel like I am developing secure attachment style, and it is something you can develop, but it has to be worked at. And I bring up sitting down and caring for myself and doing things for my own gaze, for my own pleasure, for my own enjoyment, because somebody that has anxious attachment would not do that. You would constantly be thinking about how everybody else would react to you. And no, like the way that I just don't do this, the way that I get up in the day and I'm like, I'm going to sit in my bathroom in my happy place and I'm going to get ready for myself. Whether I film or not does not matter. I am just giving to me. And it doesn't feel exhausting to me. It feels fun and exciting. And I love doing it. And I love the way I look when I do it. And I love the way I feel when I do it. And I feel like it's an important thing to note because like Margarita Nazarenko, if y'all do not listen to her podcast, I think it's called Becoming Her. Her podcast really sums this kind of stuff up. Her podcast is very much about this stuff with attachment theory and what you should be invested in when you're investing in yourself. Because when I was an anxiously attached girly, which I still kind of can be sometimes, it's not a straight path out. But when I was like really in it, doing anxious attached girl shit, I feel like I did nothing for myself. I was constantly nagging my spouse, constantly waiting for him to give me some kind of permission that he was never really giving because he didn't know he was in that. Like it was all unconscious, but I was always waiting for permission to just exist, permission to be myself, do my own thing, take up space in my house. And don't get me wrong, this is not like perfect. Like there are some areas of my life that I've just never struggled with that with. But when it came to him, I feel like I was always kind of in this like, oh, I'm going to make all this room for you because if I make all this room for you, you'll make all this room for me. And it has a lot to do with like being so anxious that you're not going to be like received or loved or paid attention to because you have anxious attachment from childhood and creating the bond with a parent. It would have been that way. And again, I'm not really doing this a whole lot of justice, but my point is that reclaiming my own self and being busy with myself has been the cure for that. And so that is sitting with my Astro girlies, doing stuff in my local community that has nothing to do with him. That is sitting and primping myself for my own gaze. And I do feel like when we talk about seasonal depression, right? Obviously now we're talking about attachment theory, but we talk about seasonal depression. I think there is some overlap here, not necessarily with anxious attachment, but with getting very self invested. And if you're not self invested, why is that? Why do you feel like there is no, like, what could you do to start getting yourself to do more of that practice for yourself if it's something you're interested in? Like I said, I know hair, makeup, all that stuff isn't for everybody, but those of you that are like, oh, I wish I did that every day. Oh, I wish I took care of myself in that way specifically. What is it that, like, is it the clouds outside? Is it that it feels like too much effort? Is it a time thing? And I feel like when you start to do all of the underbelly stuff, the community, the eating better, the sleeping better, the not doing the bed rotting, like when you start to get yourself to do more of those things, these things naturally kind of come in because now you'll notice how much free time you also actually had the whole time. That's something that I think physical movement has given back to me, as I realize how much time I actually have in my day. But anyways, I feel like we're starting to get a little off topic, but my point to putting this in there is that you don't have time to be sitting there feeling sad when you've got little YouTube videos to watch, little podcasts to watch, and primping yourself. You don't have time. Like, I literally will outrun this motherfucker. I'm like, no, literally seasonal depression hates a moving target. And if my moving target is moving from my bed to my vanity share, that's what I will do. And you would be so surprised what having your hair and makeup done, or even just one or the other, will do for your self confidence to feel better in your day if it's something that you would like to do. Um, Anyways, we're going to move on from that topic. From there, I'm going to recommend that you put something on that is comfortable, but also isn't something you would just wear to bed. Like what I'm wearing right now, some of y'all might consider this pajamas if you're watching the video. I don't. This is something I definitely wear out of the house. It's a matching set. I literally got this at Walmart. Like, this is a Walmart set. And you know what? Honestly, I'm not saying they have the best practices or anything, but why is Walmart kind of a banger with the clothes right now? All their Valentine's Day stuff is out, and I was like, wait, why is Walmart kind of hitting though? I saw this actually on somebody's Instagram page, and I was like, I have to go to Walmart and see if that's there because I need it in my collection. And that's what I mean. Like when you get more into yourself, these are things that you will pick up. Like it might not be clothing for you, it might not be makeup and hair for you, but when you get more into yourself, because depression hates moving target, if you are constantly focusing on what am I interested in? What vitamins do I want to take? What meals do I want to try? How do I want to dress? Well, how would I want to wear my hair? Do I want to get a haircut? Do I want to try a new perfume? You know, you don't have to buy anything. You could also just go to a Sephora, to an Ulta if you have those local to you, or a department store. Go start spraying all their perfumes out. Go start sniffing them. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have your two Chevrolet legs, your walkers, go take yourself out of the house and like get more self-invested on what you like. Um, that to me though is also like it's part of the clothing thing too. Put on something that is like an outfit that you like, that is comfy, but is something that makes you feel good. This outfit makes me feel great. It's comfortable, it's super soft, but I also just feel like cute and comfy. And lastly, I feel like this one is a little bit more of a hard hitter, but I saved it for last because best for last. This is probably the thing that I think all of society actually needs, whether you struggle with seasonal depression or you don't. I think every single person on the face of the planet needs this. And that is, you need something that you think is challenging. Every single human, whether you like it or not, likes a challenge. And when you do something, and I talked about this a couple episodes back as well, like starting with doing the thing that is the hardest to you, do something that challenges you. Because I believe that the best humans are people that are dedicated to their passion in some way. And a lot of those things are things like that get us ignited, get us feeling excited, get our fire going, right? When we feel down and depleted, we're missing that fire in life. We're missing the passion. We're missing literally the fire element. So we need to find the difficult thing and decide that we're just going to try. So I've talked about this before. For me, the biggest thing that has come into my life in the last 2 months has been a weight loss journey. I think it's hard. I don't think it's easy. I think working out every day is hard. I think eating in a calorie deficit is hard. I think eating in a certain way is hard. I think doing something that I have never fully done before, which has gotten to a goal weight, I'm doing it. I am putting in the work. I am locked the fuck in. I am 10 toes down on this thing. And I feel like most people do not give themselves a challenge in that way. I think challenge is missing from today's world. Most people do not challenge themselves. Obviously, I'm not talking to everybody. Some of y'all wake up every day and challenge yourself with something. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that like life, honestly, if I could be so mother effing honest for a minute, for so many of us, not everybody, but for so many of us, life has become almost too easy. You think about that for a minute. It's become too convenient. We have our groceries delivered. Everything is automated. We have access to all these streaming services. If we want to talk to somebody, we can pull them up on FaceTime. If we, even therapy, right? Obviously, you could make the argument that a lot of these things give accessibility, which I agree with. Again, we have to have some nuance. No nuance, Nelly. But I do think there is such a life of convenience that us humans have not developed for. And when we bring in that element of challenge, of something that we actually think is hard and we stick with it and we do it over and over and over and over, you're going to feel the fire. You're going to feel the fire in your life reemerge again. So do something that challenges you, even if you're a little scared of it. Obviously, don't hurt yourself. Don't do something that's going to put you in danger, but do something that challenges you a little bit. Do the artist way. Do a 30-day challenge. Try that 75 hard, even though I don't agree with that. I don't care if you're doing it. I'm just not going to do it. Start a new workout routine. Start a new diet plan. Get a gym membership and decide that you're going to go to classes X amount of days every week at a certain time. Start perfecting your art. Go to the library right now and check out some art books and decide I'm going to do an art challenge for 60 days and I'm going to draw this certain thing every day for 60 days. Like, do something that challenges you and then be consistent with it. Because when you do that, you basically feed your own fire. I will unalive people on the hill. The motivation isn't real. You are the motivation factory. And the only way that you can get the motivation and the fire to keep going is by seeing sustained results of how you've improved. So we need to be in the pursuit of improvement. Humans are biologically designed for this. And so many of us are not doing it. We're checked out mentally. We're drinking and smoking. And don't get me wrong, I think these pleasures in moderation are fine. I'm not trying to sit and like, don't even get me started on like making room for addiction, because I will like throw hands because I lost a sibling to addiction. Many members of my family struggle with addiction. I have the biggest heart for that. But when we are doing this life of like not caring for ourselves, not pursuing anything challenging, not putting yourself to task, of course you don't feel fire and all you feel is the water. The water is the emotions, right? The fire is the passion and the lust for life. The water is the emotions. When you are feeling sad, when the water is literally coming out of the sky, how do you ignite the flame? If that's what feels like is missing, you have to ignite the flame by challenging yourself. If there is nothing else, that is the thing. Challenge yourself to do something. Challenge yourself to be consistent with something. Challenge yourself to do something you've never done before. Challenge yourself to do something that scares you a little bit. That's how you're going to reignite the flame, because give it a week, give it 2 weeks of like, holy shit, I showed up and I did this thing again and again and again. It's even better if you can do something that is measurable. Like if you can measure how much better it has gotten, that's even better. Like for me, obviously, I keep a scale. I keep note of weight that I'm losing and I can see it. I've dropped a pant size. I've dropped a bra size. Like I can tell that what I am doing is working, and it is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. But pick something. Pick something that challenges you and go for it. There is literally nobody in your way but you. And if you're worried about the time it's going to take to get good, the time is going to pass anyway. Okay, I think I can get off my soapbox now. Let's go talk to Chloe in the Yapper Girl Corner. Hello there, my girly pops. Welcome into the Yapper Girl Corner, which is the section of the podcast where we just yap and talk about beauty, life, recipes, cozy vibes, anything that I'm into. This is the more relaxed, casual part of the podcast and less serious. But on Instagram, many of you let me know that you wanted beauty recommendations from me. I, as a Taurus, which is a Venus ruled sign, I've got the beauty recommends. Okay. I bought everything I'm going to talk about with my own money. Use my links or don't. I don't care. I don't do this because I want affiliate money. If I did, I would tell you. The links will be affiliate links if I can get them, but they may also not be. But I want to start with that, and then maybe we'll talk about some other things. But many of you asked for this when I put out like a question sticker on Instagram not too long ago, and there were several responses that were like, "Can you just give us beauty recommendations?" And I was like, girl, I got you and I see you. I have been very in my pampering myself era and I have Rex for days. Most of these things that I have to recommend, there are not too many actually, very few products, but these are things that I have bought with my own money, tried and tested. Many of them are repurchases, like things that I have purchased again and again and again and again because they're so good. So, the first one, this is a little bit of show and tell because if you've never seen this before, I'm about to revolutionize your life. Okay. If you're somebody that washes your hair or doesn't wash your hair every day and showers every day, allow me to introduce. Okay. I need to put my microphone down to help you understand this one. This is a shower cap from Kitsch. It is silk lined. Let me show you how this works. Okay. I have to put the microphone down to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me still, but check this out. So it's got a hole on both sides, okay? Open on this end, open on this end. You might be able to tell where this is going, but look at this. This is kind of new to my routine, but I will never use anything else. This is like the best. So you put it on like a headband, like this, and then okay, I know I look ridiculous, but like there's a wire section right here that you wrap this up and then like roll it and it creates like an air pocket seal. Your hair is not getting wet in this thing. And it's so much easier than having to like push all of your hair up into a shower cap. I kind of did it sloppy because I was trying to be fast, but it's also silk lined or satin lined so your hair doesn't get frizzy. I have not had my hair get wet in this thing one time. I use her almost every single day, unless it's a hair wash day, which y'all know I'm obsessed with my hair. I only wash her maybe 2 times a week max. And look at her. She's healthy, she's vibrant, she's thriving. Since we're already talking about hair products, I'm going to keep going with that. This next product I have purchased 4 different times. It lasts me forever because I almost never wash my hair. And I only put this on my wet hair. This is a smaller bottle. They were out of the big bottle, so I only have a small one to show you, but this is going to be the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Cream, okay? This is a miracle product. It says it nourishes hair, thermal protector, detangles, helps protect hair color, restores shine, reduces frizz, natural UV protection, helps replace lost proteins, enhances hair's natural body, and helps prevent split ends. I put this all over my hair every time I shower and then brush my hair out. Sometimes I'll blow dry after. If I'm not blow drying, I will put this in and then I'll put my hair in two braids and then go to sleep. And this stuff is so good. I love it because it is also a heat protectant. So when I go to put heat on my hair the next day or sometimes a couple days later, I already feel like I'm slightly protected. And it also makes your hair soft. Like I feel like this stuff really keeps my hair soft and I love that. So that product I have been purchasing for more than a decade. Like I have been buying this since I lived in Utah. multiple years ago when I really couldn't afford to purchase it. I would use it super sparingly because it's not cheap. Nothing that I use is cheap. I'm a Taurus, I'm not cheap. Everything I use is expensive. I will tell you that right out the gate. None of this is drugstore products. These are all high-end products. I don't really have a ton of drug, like this is probably the cheapest thing, and it's the hair. Um it is the, what the hell is this thing called? Shower cap. The shower cap is probably the cheapest thing here. I will not lie to that fact. I will not lie to you girly pops about that. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm a Taurus. I'm bougie. I like nice shit. Okay, on that same vein of hair heat protectant, this one is newer to my collection, but I've used it a few times now and I really like it. Definitely will be repurchasing. The only reason I'm mentioning a couple of these products is because they will be repurchased. This is called Hot Toddy Before Ironing Heat Protectant Mist. It is by Dry Bar. It's in the Blanc scent. This shit is fire. I don't know if you can see the label very well, but basically this is I use this on my hair before I put heat on it, and it smells really good. And I feel like it does what it says it does without like weighing my hair down, which I have really thick, coarse hair. So that we cannot have products weighing us down. The next thing, some of y'all on Instagram already know about this because I was yapping about it. This shit, I'm sorry to tell you, is very good. This is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Dry Shampoo. Actually cleans hair, eliminates oil, sweat, and odor. Listen, if there is one product in this bunch that you buy, it's this one, okay? Fuck everything else I just said. This is the only one that you really need. This shit is so good. I've used it on myself and I've also put it in my husband's hair. I work out 6 days a week. I sweat. I am disgusting when I work out. I sweat from my head really bad. I will literally turn my blow dryer on my hair, try to absorb sweat as much as I can because I'm not washing my hair every day. I don't care. And then I will spray this on my roots. It looks like I just blew my hair out. Like it looks like my hair literally is clean on top. Best product. And then honestly, I don't feel like I have to use it every day. I can use this once, maybe like on second or third day hair. And if I didn't want to wash my hair again, it could carry me another day without reapplying. And I feel like from somebody that sweats a lot and like my hair gets kind of gross when I sweat, that is an insane result. This is new to my collection. I will be repurchasing it. It works extremely well and it smells really good. So if you're looking for a good dry shampoo, that's the one. Okay, this one, now let's move on to some other things. This product, I couldn't even tell you how many times I have purchased this. It has been a repurchase. I have probably purchased more than 10 bottles of this. This is the Rice Wash by Tatcha. I think I've talked about it before. It is the only face wash that I use aside from Dr. Bronner's. When I wear makeup, if I don't use like a remover outside of the shower, which I don't always, I will go in first with Dr. Bronner's, which is just like a very like organic, good for your skin products, safe for your face. I'll go through and do one cleanse with that just to kind of get the makeup off. And then I will go through with this. I love this because it is slightly abrasive, but I have very, 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 very sensitive skin. Okay. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So my skin is like paper thin. This is a mild abrasive that does not upset my skin, which is rare. It's very hard for me to find products like this. It smells good. If you're an unscented girly, you will not like it. I like the scent of it. This shit is fire. My skin always feels like baby soft afterwards. And then I do follow it up with Tatcha's moisturizer. I didn't put it in my favorites because I do like their moisturizer, but it's not like my holy grail. I do buy it. I do use it. I have repurchased it, but I don't know. I still feel like the the search is still out for moisturizer. I still feel like there might be a better one. So I didn't want to put their moisturizer in here, even though I do currently use it. Okay, up next, I have purchased this 4 different times. This shit is so good. This is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. I get it in brown because I'm a redhead and brown looks better on us. They do a black formula as well. It's amazing. If you are somebody that you hate having like the black stuff under your eyes from mascara and it feels like you can never get the mascara out from under your eyes, that was my problem. And I have really sensitive skin, so I can't be rubbing. Um, this shit is insane. It like creates a tube around your lash. I don't know how it does it. The technology is insane. And when you use water, just water, no products, just water on your lashes and you like gently pinch and slide, the mascara literally comes off in tubes. And it just like, there's no smear, there's no smudge, it just comes off. This shit is incredible. I will never stop using a tubing mascara. As long as it's being made, I will be using it. This one is my favorite, probably just because it was the first one I tried, but 50 out of 10, okay, for the tubing mascara. And lastly, for my beauty favorites, y'all already know. It's going to be the Summer Fridays, okay? I brought this tube to show you. I still use it. She still gives juice, but she is flat. She is flat like my mama's ass, okay? Like, this is I barely can squeeze out of this. I really need to go buy a new one. I have a cherry one that I like, and I also have a hot chocolate special edition that my husband got me for Christmas. This one, though, is my favorite. It is the iced coffee Cafe Frappe. It's the iced coffee one. It reminds me, if you're a 90s girly, if you're from the 1900s like me, it reminds me of the Lip Licks. That's what it was called, Lip Licks, the coffee flavored one. It tastes exactly the same. It smells exactly the same, but the formula is a little different. Um, I love her. I bought her for that reason. And I was like, this lives up to the hype in my brain so hard. Everybody should experience this. So if you're from the 1900s and you know lip licks, you need to buy this. Yeah, this is the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. Okay. And this one is in the iced coffee flavor, like I said, or iced coffee scent flavor formula. I also think I have their birthday rendition that I got for free from Sephora. It was like their birthday gift last year. And that one's good too. It's their like birthday cake, something, something. It's sparkly. I have not had one of these that I did not like. They're all great. This one is just my favorite. And I want to, even though I have two other tubes, y'all know girl problems. You have your car lip gloss, your purse lip gloss, your bedside table lip gloss, your couch lip gloss, you know? This though, I love this one so much. It goes everywhere with me. I will like put it in my purse, then I'll put it by my bed. And I really just need to replace it because it's the best. It's the best. Those are my beauty must haves. This is like, if I was going to influence you to buy some shit, this is what I would influence you to buy because I know you would like it. Like, I am not the girl that's like, oh, I just tried this product yesterday and you need it. No, this shit is fire. I've been using it. Many of them are repurchases. Links down below for all that stuff if you're curious. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate you so much. I will talk to you next time. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same, and follow your plan and not your mood. Bye.